Good evening and welcome. We are back in the longing, and well, I'm not sure what we're going to do this evening. I haven't planned ahead. I don't know if we're going to read some more of Thus Spoke Zarathustra, or if we're going to wander the halls. We could go and see if we can get to the Mattock, because it has now been a week in-game time, as far as I can tell. So we might be able to get the Mattock. But at the same time, I'm half tempted to sit and just sort of talk on the chair. Or we could go and wander randomly through the halls as we talk. This place seems to get smaller every day. Let's go and walk and talk. I'm not going to aim to go anywhere. I'm just going to walk and see what happens. So I suppose one of the first things I would want to talk about, once we're out of the King's Chamber, because the King's Chamber is rather loud compared to the other zones, is how, well, I suppose what the current thoughts are regarding this series, because this series has been intended to get me making videos regularly, even if it's not particularly thrilling videos. It's more to get me into the habit of doing it, so that I can get a bit of practice actually doing the rendering, doing the cutting, all that sort of stuff, so that I can get the practice in there, so that when I do come to do slightly more interesting videos, I at least have that very, very base level. Oh, excuse me, I've not even started and I'm already yawning. That's what this game does to me. On the other hand, I can just do that. Yeah. On the other hand, doing this series, this is a game that I've wanted to play for quite a long time now, and I felt like the reason I didn't start it before is because I wanted to sort of share the experience of it. But initially, I was unsure whether I was going to go for a series that is more sort of highlights, where I'll play for a few days and then get the footage and then edit it together, all that sort of stuff. Or if I was going to go for a play it through, do all of the get all of the time done, and then at the end collate all of it into one longer video of highlights. But in the end, I've decided to go for this method that I'm going for now, which is the daily form. Just because, well, originally it was, I decided upon the daily form because I wanted to make sure I was actually doing stuff for YouTube rather than just doing one video and then being done with it. I actually wanted to get multiple done, which this is doing. On the topic of videos, I'm thinking of starting a Stationeers series, with a friend, where we've both played through the tutorial, but beyond that, haven't really dabbled with Stationeers either. So, well, that one's still sort of in the works as to how frequently I want to do that, whether I want to do full gameplay or whether it's highlights that are edited down. So, for example, record it on a day and then spend some time cutting it down into highlights of things that happen, because there are merits to both. So, for example, the highlight system would keep it fairly short form to watch, or certainly shorter form to watch. Keep it interesting, keep it sort of lively, or more lively. Not that I imagine Stationeers is a particularly lively game anyway, from what I have seen of it. We already had that as a disappointment. What was I saying? Oh yes. Whereas if I do the longer form content where it's like an hour every so often, hour chunks, that is, it would allow seeing the progression through, learning how to do different things within the game, learning bits and pieces here and there, that sort of thing, which I think some people would like to see. It would certainly make the editing easier on my part, but it might make it it would probably make it a little bit more less likely to be fully watchable. But I'm not 100% sure about that. Oh look, the moss has grown up here. It's grown a significant amount compared to what it was at. I don't remember if I've been this way. Oh, I remember, I have been this way. We've also been over the bit at the back. Yeah. It's probably one thing we should have done is lit the fire. But yeah, another thing I wanted to kind of talk about is, even though I started a new job, that the timings do allow have a much better time frame for working and then doing streaming in the evening. I found myself not streaming. Let's go back in. I don't want to go down that route. I've been that route a fair few times. I found myself not streaming, which is not what I wanted. I've just not really had the mental energy to do it, to be honest. I do want to get back into doing it properly. I mean, I streamed Tavern Master a couple of times last week, which was good. I enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to continue it. I just need to get it into my head to actually do it again. So that's mostly that's a me thing as to why I've not been streaming. It's not so much the time frame. The timings don't allow it. It's not that I don't have a game that or a thing that I want to stream, or anything like that. It's just that my head hasn't been in the right place for it, which is fine. It'd just be nice to do it again, because I have missed streaming overall. and it would be nice to get back into it properly. I suppose I do have a slight concern that that I'm not letting myself get back into it. Oops. I have definitely been here before. There's the disappointing stairs there that I quite enjoy. So yeah, that's a little bit of what's going on in my head. Now I don't know why I don't have the right headspace for streaming again. I think it's possibly because I'm spending some time each evening filming and recording and editing. It's not even really much editing, it's uploading belongings. So I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot almost with this, because I'm doing these daily videos, but I seem to be forfeiting the streaming in order to do them. What I would like is a bit of a balance between doing the videos and streaming. But I've made a bit of a commitment to do these daily. I know the time is going down quicker than one day, but that's because of the room we're in. I'm all right with it going down a little bit faster as well, to be honest. Since that is part of the game. Now I do wonder what will happen when it gets to effectively 0 hour, where 4 days have passed, whether it'll start going into the minus hours, or if it will, well, the minus days and time and whatnot, or if it will just stop counting down, and then we get the opportunity to wake up the king. Or really, I don't know what will happen in regards to that. 39 coal. So that's an interesting thing, because the time is going down faster. But is it that the king has asked for 400 days, and we just think that time is going faster because we are occupying ourselves, or is time actually going faster due to the occupation of the mind? If it's the first one, does that mean we need to wait for the 400 days to pass in real time? So it would be January the 1st plus 35 days, or would it be that 400 counter is what they're expecting? Because I wouldn't be well, it could go one of two ways really. The king could see it as, because the king has been sleeping, it's just passed quickly, so they have no idea how long 400 days actually is. It could be that the king counts, the timer for it is from when we started it, not from when the shade started. Sorry, it's from when the shade started, but not when the shade has counted to, so 380, like we've got it at the moment. Because in theory we should be at 387, I think, because I think this is day 13. So we should be at 387 days left. Roughly the right hours, to be fair. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether it's going to be a case of, oh, we're back here. Or whether it's going to be a case of it goes by real world time or the in-game time. Because it could be that we wake the king up after... The treasure is behind a nearly impenetrable window of crystal glass. Not that I could make much use of it anyway. Yeah, I'm not fussed about the treasure behind, to be fair. I'm more interested in how do I get into the library where there's more books. But yeah, other things that have been on my mind. Obviously, I'm back at work. I've had a fairly positive response from those that I've been working that knew me when I was working there before, because I've gone back to the same place, the same position basically as when I first started full-time streaming. Oh well, before I started full-time streaming, that was the job I was in when I started streaming initially. But I've had a fairly positive response from people that I knew from before, which is good. I'm liking that I kind of know the systems for it. Still getting to grips with the use of a particular the method that is being used for tracking jobs. Ooh, this is a new place. Well, I was not expecting to be here. I thought this was leading back to somewhere where we'd already been. I thought we'd run out of places to explore without the Matic. Ooh, is that paper? I now have 2 more pieces of paper. Cool. Anyway, yeah, I'm enjoying. I'm liking that. I can kind of remember the systems themselves, the actual products. It's just learning the new processes, I suppose, is the term that I'm still kind of getting used to, but that'll come with doing a few jobs. I've been given a couple of, well, I've been given an easy task or two to kind of get back, well, to get into using the method. Interesting. I don't know what to make of this. But yeah, I've been getting back into the method of it, which has been good. I think it'll take me a couple more quick changes, because I think it's not that I can't do the complex changes, 3 pieces of paper. It's more I hope the king doesn't mind if I borrow one of his books. I now have 5 books. Oh, we found a book. That's pretty cool. I wonder what book it is. That's very cool, actually. We need to get reading. But yes, I'm getting into using the process, which is pretty straightforward. It's a lot simpler than it used to be. It's a lot more visible. We're not having to write. Wait, what? Oh, this just goes around the back. How did I not find this? Well, I suppose I didn't actually ever come in here, did I? And when I did, it was just passing through, and I assumed that led somewhere I'd already been. Well, that'll teach me, won't it? But anyway, yeah, I'm quite liking getting back into it. I have missed doing the coding side of things. I haven't really done much coding, but that'll come with time. As I get used to the processes, I'll wean myself onto harder jobs to make sure that I'm definitely remembering right and doing the change the paperwork properly. So yeah, while yes, it is a job, and I would obviously rather be doing streaming full time. It's a job that pays the bills. It's got I can work from home, which is fantastic for me. The ability to work from home is just great. But yeah. I suppose that's enough about work, really. It's mostly about. What's mostly on my mind at the moment is the fact that I've not been streaming. But on the positive side, I have at least been doing these videos daily, even if it's been fairly last minute on occasion. I have at least been doing the videos every day, which I'm okay with, even including the day where the recording software failed, or I thought the recording software had failed. Turns out I found it had saved it into a different location. However, the video file doesn't seem to be rendering properly. It doesn't want to render out at all. It kind of throws an error, which is a shame. But I did re-record that day, so I think it's all right. I think what would help is, oh my word, is if I wasn't quite so tired all the time. Because even though I don't have to drive into work, I don't have to drive home from work, I'm technically sleeping more than I normally would while working. I am still ending up fairly tired for no real reason. I think that blue one is our new book. Also, we now have... Okay. We now have new options, is what I was going to say. Heart. Ladder? What is that, a ladder? I don't understand. Oh, it's a web. Interesting. Well, I'm not going to draw anything. Oops. I think I've broken it. I've broken it. Give me a second. I'm gonna have to relaunch the game, I believe. And in theory, you should be seeing just a black screen right now, but you should still hear my voice. But I think I may have just bugged the game ever so slightly. There we go. It does appear that the game is still recording. One thing I will quickly do is do a quick check that I can do to make sure it is still recording. It is indeed still recording. So we're going to have a look, see what the name of the new book is that we've just found. Poems 2. Huh. Please not more. As thus spoke Zarathustra has. Yeah? Oh wait, I saw an doth. No! Damn it. Never mind. We'll work our way through it anyway. Let's take a quick look at our thoughts. Yeah. See if anything new has happened. Okay. We've got 1 piece of wood, 3 flint, 42 coal and 3 paper. Not bad. I mean, I'll take it. And the reason I had the wander with the chat today is genuinely, it's because this was saying it's a good idea to collect my thoughts. Granted, this isn't in a book, but it's I struggle to get my thoughts out on paper. So putting it like this, I thought would be a bit easier, because then I can just sort of rattle it off without having to struggle with writing, because I've never been very good at it. And I'm going to take a leaf out of the game's proverbial book, proverbial mind or whatever, and start occasionally doing episodes like this where we just talk. And I'm not opposed to talking about a topic, and that's if someone wants to discuss something, and as like they're going through something and they want an opinion, and they put it in the comments, I'm not opposed to having a chat about that. See if I can think of any words of wisdom that I can give that then I won't apply to myself, because that's the way my mind works. It's easier to give advice than it is to take your own advice, it seems, at times. But anyway, enough about that for today. I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon or night, no matter what time of day it is. Have a wonderful one of it. And as always, my name is Wazations, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.